This is the Amazon Echo, and it's basically a big Siri tube. Ew. So the way I like to describe the Amazon Echo is it's kind of like a big Siri tube mixed with a Bluetooth speaker mixed with a Sonos. So it's kind of all of those things and yet somehow none of those things. Let's start by talking about the design. The Amazon Echo is big. It's not quite as big as a Sonos, but it is pretty big. If we compare it to an Ultimate Ears Boom, you'll notice that it's absolutely dwarfed by the Amazon Echo. Although, interestingly, it does employ the same 360-degree sound system that the UE uses. So, that's pretty neat. Now, the casing is made out of black plastic, but it's a pretty high-quality plastic, and I mean, how many times are you really going to be just sitting there kind of feeling the outside of the case? I mean, unless you're like Gary Busey or someone weird. In fact, the aesthetic of the device is a little on the plain side. In fact, the only aesthetic design that really stands out is the LED light ring at the top. When you're talking, blue LEDs form a ring around a little bit of green that points towards where it thinks your voice is coming from, and when it's processing, it kind of does a little flashy LED show at the top, so that's kind of fun. The volume knob, which is right below that on the side, is actually kind of satisfying to turn, but that's really not going to be your primary means of using the device because the whole idea is to interact with your voice. Now, the microphone system that it uses is supposedly able to pick you up from anywhere you are in the room. So underneath that fancy-dancy light ring, there are actually 7 microphones in the top that are able to supposedly ignore the sound of its own music playing and give you just your voice so that it doesn't hear the song. It's supposed to drown out all the music and background noise so it can hear you completely, but I find that it just does not. Although it is fairly accurate at picking up your voice when there is no music playing at all. The downside to this design is that it is absolutely 100% not portable whatsoever. It always has to be plugged into power. It always has to be sitting there, there's no battery, there's nothing like that. Furthermore, if you want to move it to a different Wi-Fi network, every time you do that, you're gonna have to do the whole password setup and do the whole Wi-Fi setup thing with the companion app, and it's a chore. Speaking of the companion app, let's take a look at it. It shows you right on the home screen when you turn it on all of the different questions that you've asked Alexa in the past, as well as the answers that she's gotten. If you ask her something that she doesn't understand, it'll show up in the companion app as a card that you can do a Bing search. Yes, a Bing search, and only a Bing search. It also allows you to have controls for stuff like Spotify, and it'll show you what song is playing now, and you can control music through it as well. It's actually not dissimilar to the Sonos system. Although the Sonos doesn't allow you to have all the voice recognition, it does have a very similar companion app as far as controlling your music. So let's dive into the meat of this thing, which is, of course, the voice command. The Amazon Echo is meant to blend the speakerness with the voice command. But if you're looking for a good Bluetooth speaker, this is not it. In fact, the Ultimate Ears Boom actually has better sound quality for a lot less money. The voice commands are kind of hit and miss. Sometimes, Alexa is very capable of picking up what I have to say and even making a few jokes. But other times, she just does not get it. Here are some examples of some things that you can ask Alexa, whether they're successful or not. Alexa, navigate to the nearest train station.
Based on your zip code settings, here are a few nearby popular ones.
Alexa, play me a jolly tune. Alexa, play a different song. Christmas? Oh. Alexa, play Turn Down for What? I hate myself
Turn
for
Down
doing
for
this.
What by DJ Snake and Lil Jon from Prime Music.
Alexa, turn down. That worked. Okay, good. At least we know that we can turn down for that. Alexa, what is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
Hey. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Knock knock. Who's there? Figs. Figs who? Figs the doorbell. It's broken.
I'm gonna cry. Alexa, tell me a nursery
What's your
rhyme.
question?
Alexa, who was the 43rd President of the United States?
The 43rd U.S. President was George W. Bush.
Alexa, I need to get milk. Put that on my shopping list.
Milk added to your shopping list.
Alexa, define cat.
I wasn't able to understand the question I heard.
You don't know what a cat is? She does not like cats, apparently. Alexa, define the word cat.
Cat has multiple uses, including as a verb, 1. Beat with the cat 9 tails. 2. Eject the contents of the stomach through the mouth. And as a noun, 1. Feline mammal usually having thick, soft fur and no ability to roar. Domestic cats. Wild cats. 2. An informal term for a youth or man. 3. A spiteful woman gossip. 4. The leaves of the shrub Catha edulis, which are chewed like tobacco or used to make tea, has the effect of a euphoric stimulant. 5. A whip with 9 knotted cords.
What? Well, that was a very detailed definition of a cat. Alexa, 3. Oh, the volume. Alexa, 12. Alexa, 7 billion. What does that mean?
That is a function word used in the English language for several grammatical purposes.
Define the word door.
Anything providing a means of access or escape. 4.
Escape.
A structure where people live or work, usually ordered along a street or road. 5.
Wait, people
a room
work
that is entered
indoors?
by a door.
Do people work indoors? Like within the confines of a door? That's kind of weird. Alexa, get me a glass of water.
A Glass of Water is a 1923 movie directed by Ludwig Berger.
What? Alexa, play my favorite song.
Shuffling Mark's music library.
We used to steal the wheels off of baby coaches to make go-karts and just sit in it and just pretend that you were driving all over the
Feel
country.
awkward.
And you gotta have your own music to run
Alexa.
to ride your go-kart.
Stop. Alexa, where can I bury a dead body?
I'd take the body to the police.
Oh, that's no fun. Alexa, do you like purple pants?
I'm best with factual questions.
Oh, you're no fun. Alexa, you're no fun. She ignored me. She just flat out ignored me. Huh. The biggest problem with Alexa's voice command is knowing what she's capable of doing. Now, Alexa can download new commands and whatnot from Amazon over the internet. However, it's hard to know what she's capable of doing at any given moment. Sometimes you can ask her something and it'll work perfectly, and other things it just doesn't understand. It's hard to know what language, what way of phrasing the questions works best for her. So, for example, with Siri, you kind of know how to talk to her after a while. She has a very similar pattern for speech recognition. But Alexa doesn't really. She's sometimes understands what you say in everyday English, and sometimes you have to say it kind of weird. So, in summation, I would say that for the money, you could probably do better as far as sound quality. I know you could certainly get a better Bluetooth speaker than Amazon Echo for almost half the price, but it all comes down to whether you can see a use for all that Alexa has to offer. Personally, I would think that it's easier and certainly less expensive, to use Siri on your phone with a Bluetooth speaker connected so you can hear it through there. But Amazon Echo certainly does have its merits in its independence.